Welcome back. We are getting to it straight off. The update of my vintage snapback collection. Stay tuned. So a definite welcome back because it has been a while, but I want to get to this straight off. The update of the vintage snapbacks in my collection, some of them at least, because they are kind of floating around and there's some in bags. I mean, they're all over the place, but some of these are the hardest hitting ones, and I do want to talk about it because it was actually brought to my attention by a subscriber or someone just watching one of the older videos, and it happened 4 years ago. I was surprised that someone commented on a video 4 years ago, but they asked for an update on some of the snapbacks, and I definitely want to get into it straight off. So before we get into it, make sure to like the video, comment down below, and also be subscribed to the channel to keep this going. Now, first and foremost, a awesome vintage Gatorade snapback. Look at the patchwork on here, and yes, it is definitely like a type of glue. So this was a promo for Gatorade. So I personally don't know why promotionally Gatorade made this snapback, but I do know it's got to be from the early 90s. The patchwork on here, the logo, the way it looks, everything kind of points towards that. There are many promotional products by Gatorade, just like Nike, just like all these companies do have, and when they're kind of like this is not the only promotional one I will be talking about in here, so keep that in mind. But like I said, it is an awesome Gatorade snapback that I did find at the swap meet, so that's another one right there, very vintage. So that we got the Brickyard 400, again, August 5th, 1995.
Off all challengers and Dale Earnhardt to win the second annual Brickyard 400.
We're getting to the 90s here. Logo Athletic, as you know, the shark tooth snapback. Now this one I found at the thrift store, super clean, by the way. It is just pristine, and look at the colorway on there, the embroidery, just the overall composition of this snapback screamed loudly, and I had to keep it. And this is the whole thing about finding, collecting, selling. It's hard to let go of some of these pieces, and this one was a definite one that I just couldn't let go. On to that, we got a fan favorite, another shark tooth snapback. This one was picked up at the swap meet for $5. Yes, completely pristine. It is still in the collection, just like I was talking about. It's hard with this stuff when you're buying, selling, collecting, because if you are buying, selling, all power. But the collecting part, remember, bad for my pockets, good for my soul. I always say that. So as you can see, this is a completely pristine pro line shark tooth snapback, green brim and all, and the offers on this have gone crazy. And if you know about snapbacks, then you know about this one, because yes, this is a money maker and it is still in the collection. Like I said, $5 never went so far, so this is a big one in the stash. On to that, another shark tooth snapback, but this one is for the LA Rams. And it's funny because it's been so long that this hat has probably been in circulation of wherever it was. Like I said, $5 for this one, $5 for the Raiders, and also $5 for the Falcons, and the Falcons did sell off, but this one is crazy. Again, Logo Athletic. That's another shark tooth snapback, but this one is for the LA Rams. Now this one has been in circulation so long that the Rams have actually came back to LA. So that's another thing, and yes, when they won that Super Bowl, I was wearing this one. So this one means a lot to me, but again, like I said, the Raiders, the LA Rams, and the Falcons, I found them all for $5, and the Falcons was the only one that sold off because I've been stashing these up. But check this out, again, another pristine Logo Athletic Pro Line NFL snapback. Just look at the inside of there. I mean,
boy, that hoe's clean.
I show the Raiders too. That thing is completely pristine. And like I said, $5 never went so far. If you know, you know. Now, speaking about the LA Rams, we got a vintage one here, but this one is widely known. And yes, the Los Angeles Raiders snapback. Now this one is the Twill by Sports Specialties. You know about Sports Specialties scripts, then you know about this one. I mean, this one's not too crazy, but the Twill, and you got the LA Raiders right there in an awesome colorway. This one is prone to getting dirty, and this is a definite one that I had to clean up multiple times. Not just wearing, but when I got it, it was a little bit worn. It had some stainage through the actual embroidery here. So if you see this LA Raiders script, it is classic. I mean, completely NWA, if you understand that. Again, local LA.
Oh, this is for the money. We ain't gonna do no records, you know, that's all off and we think nobody's gonna buy.
And that's what it's all about here. This one's been in the stash for a while, for a long time, for years. Again, like I said, it's hard to sell. it's still in the stash. Now, talking about NWA and the LA area, but we got the Los Angeles Kings vintage sports specialties. Completely crazy on this one. Just look at the movement logo, the Los Angeles, the Kings, the crown, an era of time, the colorway alone, the sports specialties on this side, and yes, the NHL logo on this side. If you know, you know, and the inside is not too bad. I do have a little bit of a shaper in here. I actually cleaned this one up. I found it at the thrift store. Again, I believe it was $5. So at the thrift, I found a reproduction snapback of the older snapbacks, and I actually found this one, and they priced them the same because they probably didn't know this one was true vintage. It does have the center ice patchwork in here, as well as that one size fits all sports specialties that we all know and love. And yes, the snapback was completely pristine on this. It just needed a cleanup and it was good to go. And yes, that video turned out really well. I probably will put it down there below. And not only that, but talking about cleaning up videos, but I made one other for this Los Angeles Lakers movement logo script by Sports Specialties, also the twill. When I first got this thing was worn out, flat, dirty, just everything. As you can see right there, look at the L and the movement logo here. It is completely like all the threads are almost gone in there. But like I said, it's got the tags, the twill, the Sports Specialties, the snapback is still good. And I'm not surprised to say that this is still in the stash. Again, local, reminds me of Kobe. Again, rest in peace, Kobe, and the Lakers pretty much for the win, okay? Not as of recent, but a one time, man. Growing up with Lakers, that's what it was. Now I got a definite treat, and one that I'm so proud to say is in my collection. But as you can see here, the Sound of the Fury 2, Holyfield versus Tyson. If you know, Evander Holyfield versus Mike Tyson, the rematch to end all rematches was supposed to be and on the ticket, but this one has a special story, and let's look on the back. May 3rd, 1997. Why is that weird? Because the actual fight took place June 28th, 1997. So the story on this is actually, this is a licensed MGM Grand snapback, and the fight had already been tickered for May 3rd. And that date change came swiftly, and it's so crazy that there are pieces out there just like this one, because I've seen a t-shirt, but just like this one that has the other date on it. And what's crazy is I have not a MGM licensed t-shirt from the fight, but I have one of the t-shirts from the fight from 1997, and I found it at the thrift store. It was one of the hard-hitting pieces I do have. It has Evander Holyfield, Mike Tyson, the Sound of the Fury 2 on the back. I mean, it is an awesome tee, and I wore it in Las Vegas. And the reason why this one hits home, I brought this to Vegas to do a little video, and I actually brought the tee, and I used to wear it around. And I remember I got stopped by one of the workers, and you know, he's an older guy, and he just remembers the time because he was working at the casinos during the fight, and he remembers when the bite heard around the world, that the little chomp sound happened. And it's just a certain time of the late 90s that will never be forgotten. Now onto that, we got a awesome 1994 Pulp Fiction snapback right here. Like I said, these hats hit so hard. The t-shirts go crazy, but the hat, you never really see the hat around, and if you do, they are so expensive, and sometimes not a lot of people want to pay out for a snapback or a hat. But as you can see, the sports stuff goes crazy. $1,000 hats. Pulp Fiction, a awesome movie. If you haven't watched it, we got local places in the area. I've brought from the old videos, I've actually brought, you know, people to the pawn shop where the pawn shop thing happened. If you know about the Gimp, then you know. Samurai Sword. If you know about Zed, Zed's dead. So that is an awesome, not just movie piece, but definitely the 90s screaming wild. Love you, Bruce. Going back to the beginning stages of gaming, literally for me, coming from the Nintendo, the NES, going to the PlayStation, again, this was a upstep, crazy enough, 1995 North American debut. We got the PlayStation, the PS, not even one, the PlayStation itself. A lot of people don't know that, but they've questioned me before in the videos. When I say PS1 and PlayStation, they are not the same things. And if you know, you know. If you don't, go look up what the PS1 was compared to the regular PlayStation, and you'll see the difference. Because I still have both. Big one with the PlayStation, and seeing Resident Evil for the first time. My dad brought home Resident Evil, and he borrowed it from a friend from work, and it was the most craziest game that I have ever saw. And back in the day, I was Definitely, being that young, I was freaked out. Got the 8-ball Stussy Snapback, again, just like the old tagged ones, but this one is pristine. It just has a little bit of a fraying and a little hole there, but the 8-ball Snapback, if you know how much these go for now, it is crazy. And coming up on this one, I believe it was like 30 bucks. Seeing that 8-ball embroidery in there, looking the way it looks, it has been retroed so many times on tees, on logos, that being the original one with the green brim and all, this is one that's in the collection, and like I said, I don't intend on letting it go. And last but not least, I had to talk about it, the 1994 from Super Nintendo Donkey Kong Snapback too. The Snapback is still good. This is an original Snapback on it. Also the tan look with the big DK on there, and yes, the duck bill brim, red brim on top, and also the green brim to show, but that duck bill screaming out loud. And yes, it is still completely wearable. And I've seen crazy prices. I've seen them a little lower, I've seen them high. Again, definitely to say I am a gamer and I love games, and seeing Donkey Kong on there, this one had to go in the stash, into the collection, and I could not let it go. So I just gotta say thank you all for watching. Again, this was a nice introduction to me doing more videos, pushing more content. I mean, I do make shorts, but like my original videos, I haven't made too many trips to the thrifts and almost nothing in the few months. So I'm trying to slowly get back into it. Definitely taking a step back. I'm taking a little break, but I do intend on getting back in there and also making more of these collection videos, because I have so much in my collection, from t-shirts to hats to a lot of collectibles, and some of them are still behind me. So I just gotta say thank you all for watching. This was Mick from Fresh on the Flea. If you can like the video, comment down below, and also be subscribed to the channel. And definitely, like always, I'm gonna say what I always say: hit that sub button because more videos are coming. This was Mick from Fresh from the Flea.